Son of God, say my mind, and you don't die. This is the season 4, the episode number 11 in the series How to Manifest Immortality, and the name of today's teaching is psychotherapy a profession? Strictly speaking, the answer is no. How could a separate profession be one in which everyone is engaged? And how could any limits be laid on an interaction in which everyone is both patient and therapist in every relationship in which he enters? Yet practically speaking, it can still be said that there are those who devote themselves primarily to healing of one sort or another as their chief function. And it is to them that a large number of others turn for help. That, in effect, is the practice of therapy. These are therefore officially helpers. They are devoted to certain kinds of needs in their professional activities, although they may be far more able teachers outside of them. These people need no special rules, of course, but they may be called upon to use special applications of the general principles of healing. First, the professional therapist is in an excellent position to demonstrate that there is no order of difficulty in healing. For this, however, he needs special training because the curriculum by which he became a therapist probably taught him little or nothing about the real principles of healing. In fact, it probably taught him how to make healing impossible. Most of the world's teaching follows a curriculum in judgment with the aim of making the therapist a judge. Even this the Holy Spirit can use and will use, given the slightest invitation. The unhealed healer may be arrogant, selfish, unconcerned, and actually dishonest. He may be uninterested in healing as his major goal. Yet something happened to him, however slight it may have been, when he chose to be a healer, however misguided the direction he may have chosen. That something is enough. Sooner or later, that something will rise and grow. A patient will touch his heart, and the therapist will silently ask him for help. He has himself found a therapist. He has asked the Holy Spirit to enter the relationship and heal it. He has accepted the atonement for himself. God is said to have looked on all he created and pronounced it good. No, he declared it perfect, and so it was. And since his creations do not change and last forever, so it is now. Yet neither a perfect therapist nor a perfect patient can possibly exist. Both must have denied their perfection, for their very need for each other implies a sense of lack. A one-to-one relationship is not one relationship, yet it is the means of return, the way God chose for the return of His Son. In that strange dream, a strange correction must enter, for only that is the call to awake. And what else should therapy be? Awake and be glad, for all your sins have been forgiven you. This is the only message that any two should ever give each other. Something good must come from every meeting of patient and therapist, and that good is saved for both against the day when they can recognize that only that was real in their relationship. At that moment, the good is returned to them, blessed by the Holy Spirit as a gift from their Creator, as a sign of His love. For the therapeutic relationship must become like the relationship of the Father and the Son. There is no other, for there is nothing else. The therapists of this world do not expect this outcome, and many of their patients would not be able to accept help from them if they did. Yet no therapist really sets the goal for the relationships of which he is a part. His understanding begins with recognizing this and then goes on from there. It is in the instant that the therapist forgets to judge the patient that healing occurs. In some relationships, this point is never reached. Although both patient and therapist may change their dreams in the process, yet it will not be the same dream for both of them, and so it is not the dream of forgiveness in which both will someday wake. The good is saved, indeed, is cherished, but only little time is saved. The new dreams will lose their temporary appeal and turn to dreams of fear, which is the content of all dreams. Yet no patient can accept more than he is ready to receive, and no therapist can offer more than he believes he has. And so, there is a place for all relationships in this world, and they will bring as much good as each can accept and use. Yet it is when judgment ceases that healing occurs, because only then it can be understood that there is no order of difficulty in healing. This is a necessary understanding for the healed healer. He has learned that it is no harder to wake a brother from one dream than from another. No professional therapist can hold this understanding consistently in his mind, offering it to all who come to him. There are some in this world who have come very close, but they have not accepted the gift entirely in order to stay and let their understanding remain on earth until the closing of time. They could hardly be called professional therapists. They are the saints of God. They are the saviors of the world. Their image remains because they have chosen that it be so. They take the place of other images and help with kindly dreams. Once the professional therapist has realized that minds are joined, he can also recognize that order of difficulty in healing is meaningless. Yet, well before he reaches this in time, he can go towards it. Many holy instants can be his along the way. A goal marks the end of a journey, not the beginning. And as its goal is reached, another can be dimly seen ahead. Most professional therapists are still at the very start of the beginning stage of the first journey. Even those who have begun to understand what they must do may still oppose the setting out. Yet all the laws of healing can be faced in just an instant. The journey is not long except in dreams. The professional therapist has one advantage that can save enormous time if it is properly used. He has chosen a road in which there is great temptation to misuse his role. This enables him to pass by many obstacles to peace quite quickly if he escapes the temptation to assume a function that has not been given him. To understand there is no order of difficulty in healing, he must also recognize the equality of himself and the patient. There is no halfway point in this. Either they are equal or not. The attempts of the therapists to compromise in this respect are strange indeed. Some utilize the relationship merely to collect bodies to worship at their shrine, and this they regard as healing. Many patients too consider this strange procedure as salvation. Yet, at each meeting, there is one who says, "My brother, choose again." Do not forget that any form of specialness must be defended and will be. The defenseless therapist has the strength of God with him, but the defensive therapist has lost sight of the source of his salvation. He does not see and he does not hear. How then can he teach? Because it is the will of God that he takes his place in the plan for salvation. Because it is the will of God that his patient be helped to join him there. Because his inability to see and hear does not limit the Holy Spirit in any way, except in time. In time, there can be great lag between the offering and the acceptance of healing. This is the veil across the face of Christ. Yet, it can be but an illusion because time does not exist and the will of God has always been exactly as it is.